So what is a narcissist's biggest fear? Lies, deceit, disrespect, betrayal, lack of honesty. All these things are what narcissists usually will bring forth to you. All these things usually come to light when you're with a narcissist. So what is a narcissist's biggest fear? Where does all this toxic, manipulative behavior come from? Why is a person so cruel, so rotten inside? Why do you think that they are so evil? Are they born evil, or are they just like that? I wanted to do a video on analyzing the biggest fear of a narcissist and how to be one step ahead. This video is not a matter of getting revenge, but like I've done in one of my videos with Larry Nassar and Jeffrey Epstein, what I like to do sometimes is I like to get into the mind of the abuser. I like to really seep into those dark thoughts, see where they're coming from. This is not a matter of excusing their behavior. This is a matter of rationalizing and understanding the behavior. And if you understand the behavior, if you take out the emotion from it, of how can a person do this when they love me so much, how can a person say one thing and then do another, that helps you understand and solidify why, first of all, why you're still with that person, second of all, why that person treats you that way, and third of all, how to get one step ahead and actually expect the way they will respond. So, if you have no idea who I am and you just happen to stumble upon this video, my name is Olympia, and with my studies in cognitive neuroscience and art history, what I like to do, I like to dissect that pretty little brain of yours to see what makes you tick, but also makes you talk. Or in this case, what makes the narcissist talk. So, welcome back, and for those new to my channel, welcome to the G-Spot, aka the gaslighting spot. This is a safe place where we talk about gaslighting, emotional abuse, and occasionally, like now, visiting the dark side and seeing things from the eyes of the narcissist. So, let's start. What is the biggest fear of a narcissist? There are two, and they kind of fall into each other. One is fear of abandonment, and two is craving for control. A narcissist thrives on the idea that he or she is idolized, respected, looked up on, that they have a person that they can rely on, aka manipulate to do their bidding. And this fear of abandonment sometimes comes from childhood trauma. It doesn't mean that you should pity the narcissist. I mean, personally, pitying my narcissist helped me a lot in recovery and healing, I guess you would say, because pitying a narcissist is much more, in my opinion, mature than seeking revenge. Understanding why they act that way and actually feeling sorry about them, that's even a bigger slap in the face for that narcissist. But this fear of abandonment can come from childhood, and whether they were physically abandoned by their mother or father, or just neglected and not heard, and now they require this constant validation, that is something up to each of the narcissists. But sometimes it could be so simple as that they never got the validation they wanted from their mother or father, so they seek it in the outside world. They have a misconstrued idea of their not self-worth, but self-awareness. They believe that they're much more important and entitled than the rest out there. They believe that they deserve, they demand respect without actually deserving it. They don't give anything while they want to take everything. And one of the reasons for that is a deep insecurity. An insecurity of themselves, of who they truly are. They are terrified. So not a lot of them want to deal with what's going on inside. And the way they don't deal with it is that they extrapolate and they deflect all their insecurities to their partner or whoever their victims are. Now, because they feel so vulnerable and because they feel that they need to control everything around them, they're power thirsty and they thrive on this control. And removing the idea that they don't have control is terrifying for them, which is why when you don't act a way that the narcissist likes, you don't comply with their rules, you don't do their every bidding, you are not at their disposal. That is when they do the pull technique in the push and pull technique. So the push and pull technique is basically go away, come here. And like I've said in my video on trauma bonding, this is one of the ways they get you addicted to them, because you're used to the getting stress, which is the cortisol hormone. You're used to getting stress, and then immediately after that, the narcissist rewards you in some way, so you get that dopamine hit. So you get addicted to the emotional roller coaster. Not everyone's immune to this. I have gone through this personally, and it's very hard to break. So because you get addicted to this emotional roller coaster, this is what makes the narcissist believe that they have even more control over you. So by doing methods such as gray rocking and just answering in monosyllables, saying yes or no, that can really put you one step ahead of your narcissist. But understanding where this fear of abandonment comes from, and understanding and accepting why they need this control can kind of make you understand your narcissist and even rationalize their behaviors, and like I said, put you one step ahead. Because if you understand the deep psychology behind their character, then certain actions will actually make sense. When they lash out because you did something for yourself, or when they reprimand you for speaking up or telling your opinion that may differ from theirs, if that is an action that shows that they're losing control over you, that is an action of rebellion. And if you think that they are power thirsty and they need control, and they are terrified that you will abandon them just because you have a difference in opinion, or just because you spoke up, then you can really understand what brings them to this point where they have to lash out for that way. Another reason why, getting back into that dark side, another reason why is disassociation or cognitive dissonance. So if they had a very traumatic childhood, they grew up learning how to shut off the emotional part. It's a way for them to cope, and it's a way for them to protect themselves, especially in early childhood years. If like I said, if they were abandoned, if they were neglected, they had to find their own way of survival, and disassociating their emotions and turning them off and becoming emotionally numb, that is one way of survival. So the fact that they can't empathize with you kind of makes sense when they had that kind of upbringing. Now, I recently I will link it below, I recently watched a video with Dr. Romani, and she really pinpoints the difference between a sociopath, a psychopath, and a narcissist. And she says that all psychopaths are narcissists, but not all narcissists are psychopaths. So psychopaths are basically a genetic. They are wired in a way that they don't feel empathy. They think without thinking of the consequences. They don't actually have a neurological effect when they break the law. So she gave the example of running past a red light, or at least a light about to turn red. When you're driving, you get this adrenaline rush, your pupils dilate. A psychopath won't have that, whereas a narcissist will. So the nature-nurture debate is still up in terms of how much is nurture and how much genetic. But in this video, I wanted to emphasize the nurture part of it, because that way you can be one step ahead of your narcissist and understand them a bit better. Now, whether you choose to be with that person is a different story. Narcissists will hardly ever change. You're looking for the unicorn. Are they moments where narcissists will try and appease their spouses by going to couples therapies? Yes. Will they change because of their couple? No. Will they change because of them? Will they change because they want to and not because they have to? Maybe. But you have to understand the complex nature behind this persona, behind this mask. Asking someone to relinquish control is terrifying. Asking someone to suddenly become so secure in themselves that they don't require constant validation, are not attention seeking, that is almost impossible. That requires deep therapy, and that, along with their increased self-esteem and this distorted self-image of how they are superior, then that would not lead them to therapy in the first place. So it's a very vicious cycle. And to close up this discussion, I just wanted to let you know that I have created a guide for you. It's the G-Spot guide. It's all the signs and common phrases of gaslighting. I believe it's really relevant to this video because, again, you've probably heard most of these phrases from your narcissist, and you can actually flip through the guide and see which ones you relate to, which ones you've been said, and then kind of prepare yourself mentally. But like I said, staying with a narcissist and continuing that relationship in the hope that narcissist is going to be that unicorn that's going to change for you is not a healthy way. So I hope this video shed some light on the complex nature of narcissism and the biggest fear that narcissists have, that fear of abandonment and that control issue, and how that fuels all the rest of the characteristics that make up a narcissist. Feel free to comment in the section below whether you identify with some other traits. When you download my G-Spot guide, let me know what kind of phrases resonated with you. Of course, make sure to smash the subscribe button and ring that bell for your weekly Thursday videos. Give me a huge thumbs up. I know it's a small thing for you guys, but it actually really helps videos. If you do give a thumbs up, it really helps the video get promoted by YouTube. That way it can reach more people out there. So a huge thumbs up would be greatly appreciated. But most importantly, the most important thing of all, please share this video with anyone that needs to understand better the nature of a narcissist. That way they can hopefully get out of the relationship faster, rationalize the narcissist behavior, and just preserve their mental health. And that's it, folks.